Hello and welcome. I am so excited for so many of you to be here and so many additionally to have signed up and watched the recording at home. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Okay, today is a masterclass nutrition. We're going to talk about nutrition and how to thrive with nutrition through perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. Because this menopause transition is such an important point in time, and it's such an amazing opportunity for us to grab these topics and get them right and set ourselves up for a wonderful transition and for a great and thriving, energetic rest of our lives. And nutrition is one super important tool in this game. This masterclass is for you if you are over 40 and you're starting to feel the first shifts happening. It is for you if you are way over 40 or if you are already in the middle of perimenopause, if you're already hit menopause and are in post-menopause. So it really is for you even if you have like huge symptoms and lots going on, when you have, for example, you gain belly fat and you don't know how to get rid of it, it doesn't make any sense, it's completely mayhem, then you are in the right place as well. You are also in the right place when you simply feel confused and overwhelmed by all the nonsense and not truths that are out and on social media and everywhere, and the things you should do, and this is what you should do, and this is what you shouldn't eat, and I don't know, so much misinformation and so much overwhelm. This masterclass is for you if you want to break it down into simple, actionable things, and if you really want to understand the main topics that are important that you need to focus on, and then you can ignore everything else. So what we'll cover is exactly that. We will talk about the three super important nutrition topics that really make the difference, that can make or break your perimenopause, menopause experience. They can really optimize and make better your symptoms, and they also set you up for long-term health and thrive. We will also talk about the first few steps you can take in all these three big topics so that you walk away with specific things what to do. And why does this matter so much? It is so important that we get on top of this now because perimenopause, menopause is the point in time when things kind of explode. Like things that, kind of went okay for until now, like habits we have, things we do that are probably not optimal. Our body was young and forgiving and was able to compensate a lot of things. Now we are in a volatile time where things kind of, shit hits the fan. Sorry, but it can really take a turn, and we have the opportunity, and we should grab this opportunity and really take care of ourselves, set ourselves up for health and for thrive and for well-being long term. And this investment in focus and time and money and energy is so worth it because it pays back in the hundred and thousands, because you will feel better, you have more energy, you will have more fun, you will be in a better mood. You will prevent so many health issues by setting yourself up well now. So it's an investment worth taking, and taking some time and put some energy into this topic. Okay, who am I to teach you? So if you don't know me yet, my name is Barbara Birke. I studied sports science and worked for a long time for in the beginning of my career. I worked in sports therapy, movement therapy, and health and prevention, and worked with people with movement, and pretty quickly figured out that I need more. So I studied nutrition in the US, sports science I studied in Germany. I am originally German. Then I moved to the US and I studied nutrition, holistic nutrition in the US, did tons of extra education in hormone health and gut health and all these complex holistic topics to really understand how health works and how holistic health works and how we can support ourselves not only to lose weight and feel better that way, but also in deeper health topics. So really a combination of all of those things. And I've been working with people for many, many years. My business was always focused on healthy habits for busy people. And in the last many years, I have focused only on women and only on women 40 plus because I have learned from my clients and on myself how much these hormones can mess with us and how much we can do to optimize our hormone health and our overall health with my three pillars: nutrition, movement, and self care. So today we'll talk about nutrition and how can we set ourselves up to success in the nutrition topic. So, perimenopause, menopause, post-menopause, just pretty quickly, and I'm sure many of you know a lot about this topic already because there's so much information out there. This is the period of time where our hormones start changing. It basically we run out of eggs, right? And we our ovaries we're born with a certain amount, and over the years they are used up, they get less and less, and then it's not like all of a sudden we switch a flip and we're done, but it's more of an up and down. It's like sometimes some cycles we still ovulate, some cycles we don't ovulate. Then all of a sudden two little eggs make their way and we have complete hormone chaos. So this transition time, the whole process of the cycle doesn't work as flawlessly anymore. It's not the 28 days and after ovulation the progesterone goes up and everything is like a nice balance of estrogen, progesterone, and so on. It just starts getting clunky and it starts being chaotic. And perimenopause, so the time before menopause, is a time of hormonal chaos. Lots is going on. Estrogen, progesterone go up and down. They are not in a good balance, and that can cause a lot of symptoms. Menopause is the point in time when you didn't have a period for 12 months and then you're officially post menopause. But it's really a whole span of many years of symptoms, of shifts, of changes. And the more we do to set ourselves up for success with nutrition and movement and proper self care, the better our body can deal and handle. So one of the things, there are many things, obviously, through all these hormonal shifts I've been explaining that happen. But I want to, as I said, focus on three big nutrition topics. Topic number one is blood sugar regulation. Topic number two is gut health. And topic number three is anti-inflammatory nutrition. I will explain briefly why these topics are important and then the first things that we can do to get on top of those. So let's start with blood sugar regulation. So in the perimenopause transition, we unfortunately go more and more into a direction of insulin sensitivity. Our insulin sensitivity goes down and we become insulin resistant, it's called. So our cells don't respond very well to insulin anymore if we're not on top of blood sugar regulation, because estrogen helps with blood sugar regulation. So once estrogen goes down, our cells are not as sensitive anymore to the insulin. And there's a lot we can do in terms of nutrition and moving and stress management and sleep to optimize this blood sugar regulation. So these hormonal changes in perimenopause and menopause affect your glucose metabolism. That is dangerous and can be a first step towards diabetes. And we really want to avoid that. You are at an increased risk of insulin resistance, like I said. And this topic is also very heavily connected to weight gain in the abdominal area. So the belly fat is actually often a sign of insulin resistance, of high unregulated insulin, because that, number one, insulin is a hormone and it's a very dominant hormone. So if that is out of bounds, up and down, it impacts the rest of your hormones, because hormones play together like an orchestra, and insulin is a very loud one, and that kind of throws everything else off. And if you already have perimenopause hormonal dysregulation, insulin just really messes with that in addition and causes stress in addition. And then insulin is also a fat storage hormone. So if you have to release more and more insulin because your cells don't listen and they are not sensitive to insulin anymore, you will gain a lot of weight in the abdomen. So we want to avoid blood sugar dysregulation. And just to make sure you understand, that doesn't mean that blood sugar doesn't go up and down. Your blood sugar will go up and down. What we want to avoid is high, 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 and low, low, low. We want a steady blood sugar that is like well regulated and where your cells respond really well to insulin signaling and so on. How do we support our blood sugar regulation from a nutrition point of view? Number one, fiber-rich foods. So lots and lots of fiber and water. Number two, protein-rich meals for blood sugar stabilization and better satiety. And then also lots and lots of colors and vegetables, and only complex carbohydrates, no simple sugars and white flours and so on. So what that means is balanced meals. Blood sugar friendly meals are protein, lots and lots of color, fiber, a little bit of healthy fat. And the carbs that are in your meals are complex carbohydrates, fiber-rich, starchy vegetables, and so on. So I'm not saying no carbs. I'm saying only complex carbs and not too much. But yes, carbs. Carbs are important for us. Okay? But what is really important is the balance. So focus on protein first and on lots of color, and then add the rest and you will be good. So what is good to avoid? It's processed foods and white flours and sugar and alcohol is good to avoid. And of course, there's little hacks, like you can have some apple cider vinegar in a glass of water before a meal. That will help with your blood sugar regulation as well. There's little hacks like that that can help you. But the most important thing is balanced meals. Protein, fiber, lots and lots of color, a little bit of healthy fat, and make sure that your carbs are only complex. Okay? Then let's go to the second super important topic, and that is anti-inflammatory nutrition. Why is this important during the menopause transition? So another thing that happens in the perimenopause, menopause, post-menopause is that we have increased inflammation in our body. Because estrogen is protective and estrogen goes down, so this protection goes away, and we tend to be easier chronically inflamed. You've probably heard about chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is this ongoing, under the radar kind of fiery inflammation that messes up your whole body and is implicated in all chronic disease, and is something we want to avoid. We want to make sure we work against inflammation. Inflammation, unfortunately, is something that really happens more and more with our modern lifestyle and with aging as well. There's a term called inflammaging, which also means inflammation makes you really old really quickly. So you can see when somebody is very inflamed. It's not a good thing. So we want to work against it. Inflammation is also connected to, for example, menopausal symptoms like vasomotor symptoms, hot flashes, and so on. It's connected to joint pain and all these pains that we get in perimenopause and menopause. It's connected to gut health as well. It's really you can see it in the skin. It's something we want to work against. So what does that mean? There's a lot you can do in terms of movement and sleep and stress management. Those are important elements of an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. But since we're focusing on nutrition today, lots and lots of colors, many, many different colors, all these little plant substances in those different colors, vegetables, protect you and have anti-inflammatory properties. Then there's fantastic spices and herbs like ginger and turmeric that really are highly anti-inflammatory. Cinnamon is also a very good one. So use spices and herbs and, like I said, lots and lots of colors. And then a very important anti-inflammatory food is omega-3 fatty acids. You've probably heard about omega-3s. There are supplements you can take. And there's also foods like fatty fish, like salmon and walnuts and seeds, like chia seeds, for example, have some omega-3. And it's really important that we get this in regularly and lots of it, because in our modern nutrition, we tend to have an overload of omega-6 and way too little omega-3. And we really need a good balance of those tools. So that is anti-inflammatory nutrition. And then let's go to the third and super important topic, gut health. Gut health is key. Gut health is the foundation of health. There is so much that happens in your gut that is connected to your whole body. And why is it important during menopause? You have probably noticed, but your gut changes in menopause. You can tell that your digestion often for women doesn't work as well anymore. So there's an estrogen gut microbiome connection. The estrobolome, that's a certain area of bacteria in the gut that are responsible for metabolism estrogen. They get impacted by estrogen going down, and the whole microbiome can shift and be impacted negatively. So it's really important that we take good care of our gut, because obviously if our gut isn't working well, we can't, even if we eat the perfect food and take all the great supplements and take good care of ourselves, if our gut can't metabolize it and can't work with all the material and can't make it accessible to us, we have nothing, right? And of course, we will feel like crap and have no energy if our gut can't help us and can't fuel us. So that's a very obvious connection. But then there's more connections. For example, there's the gut-brain axis. So the health of your gut directly impacts your brain health, impacts your mood. It can lead to anxiety and things like that, or contribute to it when your gut microbiome is out of balance. It can show up in your skin. So skin and gut is very often connected. And also all these inflammatory issues also get fired by and increased by a unhealthy gut. So how can you support your gut? Prebiotics and probiotics. So probiotics are fermented foods, and of course supplements. Probiotic can be really good as well. Prebiotics are complex fibers. I will send you a handout with good fibers and good prebiotic foods. So we recommend that you increase your fiber intake. Most of us don't eat enough fiber, so make sure you eat a lot of fiber, slowly increase fiber intake, and make sure to hydrate enough. Because if you just eat too much fiber all of a sudden and your gut isn't used to it, it's going to lead to a lot of bloating and constipation and all kinds of things. You have to slowly increase and also increase liquid intake with that, please. And then also integrate fermented foods into your diet. There's really great fermented foods like kimchi and sauerkraut and things like that that are yummy and really, really good for your gut. And what's not good for your gut is stress, lack of movement, lack of sleep, lack of recovery, and processed foods, sugar, alcohol. All these things are not good for your gut either. So that's how you support your gut. It's pretty simple. So I do not want you to feel overwhelmed. I want you to understand that nutrition is incredibly impactful in perimenopause, menopause, and beyond, and that the three main topics of blood sugar regulation, anti-inflammatory, and gut health are super duper important. If you have those under control, a lot of other things will resolve. Your fat will go away, unwanted things will go away, your skin will clear up, your joint pain will go away. Things like that can really be super connected. So I really recommend that you get started on these things. Let's think about, instead of being overwhelmed in this masterclass, that is not my intention. I wanted to give you this overview, and then I want you to go away with 3 very specific steps you can take to upgrade your nutrition and support yourself better. So let's think of 3 simple steps. I will give you examples and you come up with your own. Let's think about the first topic, that was blood sugar regulation. So let's start with your breakfast. How can you improve your breakfast? How can you have 20 to 30 grams of protein in the morning with some color and some fiber and a little bit of healthy fat, and make that your first meal of the day? Because that sets you up for a great day of a stable blood sugar. Do that one step, and I'm super happy with the outcome of this free masterclass. A second step could be for anti-inflammatory, add some omega-3s into your diet. Look for fatty fish and nuts and seeds and things like that. And then a third thing is for gut health, add some fermented foods into your diet regularly. And then you've already done the first 3 steps. So that's awesome. And if you really want to kickstart your nutrition and really get into these topics and change the way that you eat and the way that you feel and the way that you set yourself up for healthy longevity, I highly recommend my cleanup course. Cleanup is a 3-week elimination protocol where we focus on really, really supporting our gut health, cleaning house, cleaning up, supporting our gut, learning anti-inflammatory nutrition, and also learning blood sugar regulation and how to combine meals in a good blood sugar balancing way. So I highly recommend that you sign up for Cleanup. Cleanup starts again on March 17th, but you don't have to do the exact weeks. You can do whenever works for you. But if you want to do with the regular Zoom supports, the next round starts on March 17th. There's always a Zoom call on Wednesdays, and with the code Masterclass, you get $20 off in cleanup. So because you watched this masterclass, I want to reward you and give you a $20 discount. Use the code Masterclass at checkout, and you can get and benefit from this discount. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you in cleanup and to helping you thrive in perimenopause and beyond, and really learning how to support yourself optimally with nutrition. I will send you the recording of this masterclass and the links to cleanup. I am looking forward to seeing you there. And thank you so much for your attention today. I'm going to check the chat to see if there's any questions. Okay, so there's a question about gut health. Yeah, if your gut is really out of balance and need support, I recommend starting with the cleanup. And the cleanup will already move things substantially. For some people, it will resolve everything. If it doesn't resolve everything, we can still add personal coaching afterwards to go even deeper and fix things. But the cleanup is the first right step to really clean up and support your gut really, really well so that you can come out at the end and we can see, okay, if there's still imbalance, then there might be something deeper going on that we need to fix. So personal coaching would be the right add-on for that. But yes, I would absolutely start with the cleanup. Second question, if the week of March 17th doesn't work for you, can you do it earlier? Yes, you can start it self-directed. All the videos are there. You can simply watch the preparation videos, take a few days to prepare, and then get started. You can ask questions via email or via WhatsApp. The Zoom calls are just a nice support. It's a nice to have, but it's not mandatory. Yeah. So you can definitely schedule the 3 weeks how they fit your schedule best. Most people don't do the exact 3 weeks that I recommend or that I want to do the group because schedules are always different. That's why I recorded everything so you can do it at your own time and ask questions via email or WhatsApp, no problem at all. And last question about the cleanup. You can do, if you can't do the Zoom calls, no problem at all. The Zoom calls will be recorded. I will upload them in the course. You can watch them if you want to. You don't have to. They are just an addition and they are fun, but it's not necessary. Okay. Looks like those were all the questions, and then there's lots of thank yous for the info. You're very welcome. I'm really happy you listened, and I'm really happy that I was able to share this information with you. And please don't feel overwhelmed by the topic of nutrition. Don't let yourself be stressed out by all the social media things. Simply go your path. Look at the 3 topics of blood sugar regulation, gut health, and anti-inflammatory, and you will make lots and lots of progress and do really good for yourself. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the cleanup course. And send me an email or a DM at Your Optimum on Instagram if you have any questions. All my best. Bye. Thank you.